From prisoner to president. From revolutionary to revered peacemaker. How did one man rise from the shadows of oppression to change the face of a nation and inspire the world?
This is the story of Nelson Mandela, a man who spent 27 years behind bars, yet emerged not with vengeance, but with vision. A leader who dismantled apartheid, unified a divided nation, and left behind a legacy of courage, forgiveness, and freedom. In the next 20 minutes, we'll explore his life, his struggles, his presidency, his family, and his unshakable belief in justice, all in one remarkable journey. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in the small village of Mbizo, in the Transkei region of South Africa, a place of rolling hills and deep tribal roots. He belonged to the Themba royal family, part of the Xhosa nation. His birth name was Ralilala, a Xhosa word that means pulling the branch of a tree, or more loosely, troublemaker. At age 7, he was sent to a Methodist school where a teacher gave him the English name Nelson, a common practice under British rule. Mandela was the first in his family to attend school. He studied at the University of Fort Hare, the only higher education institution for black South Africans at the time, but was expelled for participating in a student protest. He later completed his law degree at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, where his political consciousness deepened. It was here that the seeds of rebellion took root. Mandela's royal lineage gave him dignity. His education gave him tools. But it was the injustice around him that would shape his destiny. By the early 1960s, Nelson Mandela was no longer just a lawyer or activist, he was now seen as an enemy of the apartheid state. After years of underground resistance and leading the armed wing of the ANC, Mandela was captured in 1962 and charged with inciting worker strikes and leaving the country illegally. But the defining moment came during the Rivonia trial in 1964. Facing charges of sabotage, Mandela stood in court and delivered a speech that echoed across the world. "I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." Mandela was sentenced to life imprisonment and sent to Robben Island, a harsh, isolated prison where he would spend 18 of his 27 years behind bars. He labored in a lime quarry by day and was confined to a small, windowless cell by night. Letters were limited. Visits were rare. And yet, he remained unbroken. As the years passed, Mandela's name spread far beyond the prison walls. Around the world, he became a symbol of resistance, dignity, and hope. In the late 1980s, as apartheid began to crack, Mandela began secret talks with the South African government, signaling a new chapter of negotiation, not war. He entered prison as a revolutionary. He would emerge a statesman. On February 11, 1990, after 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela walked free. The world watched in awe as the man once branded a terrorist stepped into history as a symbol of peace. His first words were not of revenge, but of unity. Mandela called on South Africans, black and white, to walk together into a new era. Over the next 4 years, he led delicate negotiations to end apartheid. It was a volatile time, marked by violence, fear, and uncertainty, but Mandela held fast to one principle: peace over vengeance. In 1994, South Africans of all races voted in a free election for the first time. Nelson Mandela was elected president, the country's first black leader, chosen by the people he had fought for all his life. His inauguration was more than political, it was spiritual. A nation divided for generations now had a president who preached reconciliation. One of his boldest acts as president was launching the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a powerful and painful process that allowed victims and perpetrators to confront the past and begin healing. He used even sports as a unifying force, famously wearing the Springbok jersey, once a symbol of white supremacy, to bring all South Africans together. Though he could have ruled longer, Mandela chose to serve just one term, from 1994 to 1999, setting a democratic example for leaders everywhere. He came to power with dignity. He left it with grace. And in doing so, Mandela helped lay the foundation for a free South Africa. Behind the public figure was a man with a complex personal life, marked by love, loss, and family. Nelson Mandela's first marriage was to Evelyn Mays in 1944. Together, they had 4 children, including sons Thembekile and Makafo. Their marriage faced challenges, especially as Mandela's political life grew more demanding, and they divorced in 1958. Soon after, Mandela married Winnie Madikizela, a fierce activist in her own right. Winnie stood by him during his imprisonment and became a symbol of resistance herself. They had 2 daughters, Zenani and Zinzi. Their relationship was complicated by years of separation and political pressures, ending in divorce in 1996. In 1998, Mandela married Graca Machel, the widow of Mozambique's former president. This union marked a peaceful chapter in his later years, with both sharing a passion for humanitarian causes. Despite his global fame, Mandela's lifestyle remained humble. He embraced his traditional Xhosa roots while navigating the international stage with grace. He found joy in simple pleasures, gardening, reading, and dedicating time to children's education and welfare. His warmth and kindness were as much a part of his legacy as his leadership, a testament to the man beyond the legend. Nelson Mandela's legacy extends far beyond South Africa's borders, touching hearts and inspiring movements worldwide. At the time of his passing, Mandela's net worth was estimated at around $10 million, earned mostly through book royalties, speaking engagements, and global appearances. He used his influence to create lasting change through organizations like the Nelson Mandela Foundation, which promotes social justice, human rights, and education. Mandela also helped launch the 46664 campaign, named after his prison number, raising awareness and funds to fight HIV/AIDS in Africa. Globally, his name is etched into history, from statues in public squares to streets and schools bearing his name, reminding generations of his courage and compassion. His Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 acknowledged his relentless fight for equality and peace. Yet, it was his moral authority, his unbreakable will to forgive, that truly set him apart. Mandela taught us that true leadership is measured not by power, but by humility and the courage to pursue justice for all. Nelson Mandela passed away peacefully on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95. The nation entered a 10-day period of mourning, a time for reflection, remembrance, and gratitude for a man who gave so much. From presidents and popes to ordinary people around the globe, tributes poured in, celebrating the life of a leader who transformed a nation and inspired the world. Though he is gone, Nelson Mandela's light continues to shine, a beacon of hope, peace, and resilience for generations to come. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." His life was a testament to the power of forgiveness, resilience, and unwavering commitment to justice. Mandela taught the world that even the deepest divisions can be healed, and that true leadership means standing up for what is right, no matter the cost. As we close this story, let us carry forward his legacy by embracing hope, standing against injustice, and never giving up on a better future. The journey he began is one we must all continue.